Welcome back to Tales from the Jade Scroll. Last time, Bai Suzhen returned Xian's umbrella beside West Lake. Delighted to meet again, Xian invited Bai Suzhen and Xiaoqing to join him for a walk. And that is where our story continues.
I have a feeling Xiaoqing is about to become the world's greatest expert at giving two people a little extra space.
The three of them continued along the lakeshore beneath graceful willow trees. A gentle breeze stirred the branches overhead, while small boats drifted peacefully across the sparkling water. For a few moments, they simply admired the beautiful morning together. Xian smiled. "Have the two of you been in Hangzhou long?" "Only since yesterday," Bai Suzhen replied. "Everything still feels new to us." "Then you've arrived at the perfect time," Xian said. "Spring is when West Lake is at its most beautiful." He pointed toward the far shore, where peach blossoms added soft shades of pink among the fresh green trees. "When I was a child, my mother used to bring me here whenever the weather was nice. Even now, whenever life feels busy, I come here to clear my thoughts." "I can't blame him. I'd probably come here every day." Bai Suzhen listened carefully. Every word Xian spoke carried a quiet sincerity that was difficult to overlook. "You seem to know every corner of this city," she said. Xian chuckled. "Not every corner. I'm still getting lost once in a while."
"Well, that's reassuring. The local guide admits he still needs directions sometimes."
Everyone laughed, including Xian. Walking a few steps behind them, Xiaoqing smiled to herself. She slowed her pace just enough to admire the flowers growing beside the path, content to let the conversation unfold naturally. As the morning sun climbed higher, the three travelers continued beside West Lake, their conversation becoming easier with every step.
The path curved gently around Westlake as the three continued their walk. Sunlight danced across the water, and the cheerful voices of travelers blended with the songs of birds hidden among the willow trees. Xian glanced toward Bai Suzhen with a friendly smile. "Since you're both new to Hangzhou, have you had the chance to explore much of the city?" Bai Suzhen shook her head. "Not yet. Everywhere we turn, there's something new to see." "Then you'll have plenty to discover," Xian said. "Every street seems to have its own story." "I love cities like that. You can take the same road every day and still notice something different." Xian nodded. "When I was younger, I used to wander all over Hangzhou after finishing my lessons. My teachers probably thought I went straight home." "Did you?" He laughed. "Eventually." "Yeah, eventually. A word every teacher completely trusts." Even Xiaoqing laughed at that. "What about you?" Xian asked. "Where did the two of you travel from?" Bai Suzhen exchanged a quick glance with Xiaoqing. "We've lived in the mountains for many years," she answered, truthfully, though not completely. "Recently, we decided it was finally time to see more of the world." "That explains it," Xian said. "Yesterday, everything seemed to amaze you." Bai Suzhen smiled. "Perhaps that's because I've spent so long imagining places like this. Seeing them with my own eyes is even more wonderful." Xian looked out across the lake. "Sometimes I forget how fortunate I am to live here. Hearing you say that reminds me not to take it for granted." Bai Suzhen admired how easily he appreciated the simple things around him. He spoke without pride or pretense, and every word felt sincere. Xiaoqing slowed her steps to admire a row of colorful flowers growing beside the path. She's definitely giving them some room. Whether by coincidence or by choice, the distance between the sisters grew by just a few steps, leaving Bai Suzhen and Xian to continue their conversation as they strolled beside the shimmering waters of Westlake. The lakeside path gradually became busier as more visitors arrived to enjoy the pleasant spring morning. Families admired the blooming flowers, merchants greeted familiar customers, and the laughter of children echoed across the stone bridges. Xian smiled. Hangzhou is rarely this peaceful during festival season. On days like today, I like to enjoy it before the crowds become too large. Bai Suzhen looked around with quiet fascination. Does everyone here know one another? Not quite, Xian replied. But if you visit the same tea house often enough, the owner will remember exactly what you like to drink.
That's either excellent service or a very good memory.
Xu Xian laughed. Perhaps a little of both. Do you have a favorite place in the city? Bai Suzhen asked. Xu Xian thought for only a moment. There's a small bookshop near the Eastern Market. It isn't the largest, but the owner always recommends wonderful books. Whenever I save enough money, that's usually where I go. Books? Bai Suzhen asked with a smile. I thought you were always studying medicine. I am, Xu Xian answered. But stories can heal people too. Sometimes they bring comfort in ways medicine cannot.
I like that.
Bai Suzhen found herself admiring him even more. His kindness wasn't limited to helping others with medicine. He seemed to find value in every simple part of life. Up ahead, Xiaoqing stopped beside a street vendor selling colorful paper windmills. She turned one with her finger and watched it spin in the breeze. Don't mind me, she called with a grin. I'll catch up.
Sure you will.
Bai Suzhen smiled, knowing exactly what her companion was doing. Without realizing it, Bai Suzhen and Xu Xian continued walking side by side, their conversation flowing as naturally as the gentle waters of West Lake beside them.
As they continued along the lakeside path, the sounds of the city gradually faded behind them. The quiet rustling of willow branches and the gentle splashing of water made the morning feel wonderfully peaceful. Xu Xian smiled. May I ask what brought the two of you to Hangzhou? Bai Suzhen looked across the lake before answering. For many years, we've lived a quiet life away from the busy world. Recently, we realized there was still so much we had never experienced. The mountains gave us peace, she continued, but sometimes peace can also become loneliness.
That's something a lot of people can probably understand.
Xu Xian nodded thoughtfully. I think everyone longs for something they've never known. Some dream of traveling. Others hope to find a place where they truly belong. And what about you? Bai Suzhen asked. What do you hope for? Xu Xian let out a quiet laugh. My answer isn't very exciting. You should let me decide that, Bai Suzhen replied with a smile. Ooh, that was smooth. Even Xu Xian looked pleasantly surprised. Very well, he said. I hope to become a physician people can trust. Not because I'm famous, but because my patients know I'll always do my best for them. Even if they cannot afford to pay? Bai Suzhen asked. Especially then, Xu Xian answered without hesitation. Illness doesn't choose between the rich and the poor. Why should kindness? Now I understand why Bai Suzhen likes talking with him. Bai Suzhen felt a quiet warmth in her heart. Xu Xian spoke so naturally that she knew these weren't simply beautiful words. He truly believed them. As they reached another stone bridge overlooking the sparkling waters of West Lake, the conversation paused for a moment, each of them quietly enjoying the peaceful morning together. Leaving the stone bridge behind, the three continued along a quieter path lined with flowering trees. Every so often, a gentle breeze carried delicate petals through the air, drifting across the surface of West Lake. Bai Suzhen looked toward Xu Xian with a thoughtful smile. Yesterday, you mentioned that you're studying medicine. What made you choose that path? Xu Xian's smile softened. When I was a boy, my father became seriously ill. There was a physician who traveled a great distance just to treat him. He stayed for several days, asking for almost nothing in return. I never forgot his kindness. After my father recovered, I decided that someday I wanted to help people the way he helped my family.
Sometimes all it takes is one person to change the course of another person's life.
Xu Xian nodded. I've still got a great deal to learn, but every lesson brings me a little closer. Is it difficult? Bai Suzhen asked. Very, Xu Xian admitted with a laugh. There are days when I think I've memorized every herb in the world, and the next morning my teacher introduces 20 more. Teachers do seem to have an endless supply of things for students to memorize. Bai Suzhen laughed along with him. Even so, Xu Xian continued, whenever I see someone recover, I remember why the hard work is worth it. Bai Suzhen listened quietly. The more she learned about him, the more she understood that his kindness wasn't something he put on for others to see. It was simply part of who he was.
Without realizing it, she found herself hoping their walk would last just a little longer. A few steps behind them, Xiaoqing noticed the smile on Bai Suzhen's face and couldn't help smiling herself. She said nothing this time, content to let the morning, and perhaps a little bit of fate, continue its work.
As the morning continued, the path beside Westlake gradually led the three travelers toward one of Hangzhou's busiest streets. Merchants called cheerfully to passing customers, while baskets overflowed with fresh fruit, fragrant herbs, colorful flowers, and freshly picked tea leaves. Bai Suzhen looked from one stall to another with quiet amazement. There are so many people. Xian smiled. This market is always full of life. If you stand here long enough, you'll meet someone from nearly every part of the city. Some people come to shop, he continued. Others come just to catch up with friends.
And a few probably come because they enjoy knowing everybody else's business.
Xian laughed. You're probably right. As they continued walking, an elderly woman carrying a basket of apples caught the edge of her sleeve on a wooden cart. The basket slipped from her hands, and several apples rolled across the stone road. Before anyone else could react, Xian hurried forward and knelt to gather them. Don't worry, he said kindly. I'll get them. Bai Suzhen quickly joined him, picking up 2 apples that had rolled beneath a nearby bench. Together, they returned every apple to the grateful woman. Thank you, she said with a smile. Young people like you make this old city feel even warmer. Xian bowed politely. I'm only glad we were nearby.
He never even stopped to think about helping. He just did it.
Bai Suzhen watched him quietly. The kindness she had seen beside Westlake yesterday wasn't a coincidence. It was simply the way Xian treated everyone he met. She smiled. You really do have a good heart. Xian looked almost embarrassed by the compliment. I simply try to treat people the way I'd hope they would treat me.
I think that's the perfect place to pause for a short break.
When we come back, Bai Suzhen and Xian's walk through Hangzhou will continue, and they'll discover they have even more in common than either of them expected.
Let's return to our walk through Hangzhou.
The busy marketplace gradually faded behind them as the three continued along a quieter street lined with willow trees and traditional homes. The lively chatter of merchants gave way to birdsong and the gentle breeze drifting in from Westlake. Xiaoqing stretched her arms with a smile.
Well, that was certainly more exciting than I expected.
Xian looked over.
How so? We left the lake for only a few minutes, and you've already helped someone.
At this rate, he'll probably rescue someone's runaway chicken before lunchtime.
Xian laughed. I hope not. I don't know the first thing about catching chickens. Even Bai Suzhen laughed, and for a moment, the three of them simply enjoyed the easy conversation. As they reached another bridge overlooking the water, they paused to admire the view. Several fishermen guided their boats across the lake while white birds skimmed gracefully above the surface. Xian rested his hands on the stone railing. Whenever life becomes overwhelming, I come here. Standing beside the lake reminds me that the world is much bigger than whatever I'm worrying about. Bai Suzhen looked out across the shimmering water. I think I understand. There are places that make the heart feel peaceful the moment you arrive. Xian nodded. Exactly. For a few quiet moments, neither of them spoke. They simply stood together, watching the breeze ripple across the lake. Sometimes you don't need to fill every silence. The right company makes even a quiet moment feel meaningful. Bai Suzhen found herself hoping there would be many more mornings like this. Side by side, they left the bridge and continued their walk through Hangzhou, their conversation flowing as naturally as if they had known one another for much longer than a single day.
The afternoon sun cast a golden glow across Hangzhou as the three continued their leisurely walk. Though the streets remained lively, the pace of the city seemed to slow, inviting people to enjoy the pleasant spring day. Xian glanced toward Bai Suzhen. Have you decided how long you'll be staying in Hangzhou? Bai Suzhen smiled. We haven't made any plans yet. There are still so many places we'd like to see. Then I hope you'll stay for a while, Xu Xian said. There are beautiful gardens, temples, and tea houses that visitors often miss.
That sounded suspiciously like an invitation.
Xu Xian laughed softly. Perhaps it was. If you'd like, I'd be happy to show you around. Bai Suzhen felt her heart skip ever so slightly. I'd like that very much. Behind them, Xiaoqing quietly smiled to herself. Looks like we may need a few more days in Hangzhou after all.
Oh, I thought the sightseeing was the important part.
Bai Suzhen's cheeks grew just a little warmer. The sightseeing is important. She paused before adding with a smile, having a knowledgeable guide certainly helps. Xu Xian smiled, though he couldn't quite hide his embarrassment. Then it settled. If you're free tomorrow, I'll show you some of my favorite places. Bai Suzhen nodded. We'll be there. As they continued walking beneath the swaying willow branches, both of them found themselves looking forward to tomorrow more than they expected. Funny how quickly strangers can begin to feel like old friends. Neither of them realized it yet, but with every conversation, every shared smile, and every step along the shores of Westlake, their lives were becoming more closely connected.
Before long, the three reached a quiet tea house overlooking Westlake. Bamboo curtains swayed gently in the breeze, and the soft fragrance of freshly brewed tea drifted through the open windows. Xu Xian smiled. Would you both care to rest for a little while? We've been walking for quite some time. Bai Suzhen nodded. That sounds lovely. Xiaoqing looked toward the nearby garden. You two go ahead. I think I'll take a short walk and see what flowers are blooming. What incredible timing! Xu Xian chuckled, though he wasn't entirely sure whether Xiaoqing was teasing him. Bai Suzhen smiled knowingly as the two of them found a quiet table beside the window. A servant soon arrived with 2 cups of fragrant Longjing tea. Bai Suzhen watched the steam rise from the delicate porcelain cup. This tea smells wonderful. Xu Xian nodded. Longjing tea is one of Hangzhou's greatest treasures. People travel from far away just to taste it. Bai Suzhen took a careful sip. Her eyes brightened. It's gentle, but every sip seems a little different. Xu Xian smiled. That's exactly why I like it. For a comfortable moment, they simply enjoyed the peaceful view together. Neither of them felt the need to hurry the conversation. After a while, Xu Xian looked toward Bai Suzhen. May I ask you something? Of course. Yesterday, we were strangers. Today, I feel as though I've known you much longer. Bai Suzhen lowered her eyes for a moment before meeting his gaze again. I was just thinking the very same thing.
Sometimes friendship doesn't take months or years. Sometimes it begins with one conversation and quietly grows from there.
Outside, the afternoon breeze carried gentle ripples across Westlake as the two continued talking, unaware that the hours were passing more quickly than either of them had realized.
By the time they finished their tea, the afternoon sun had begun its slow journey toward the western hills. The bustling tea house had grown quieter as some visitors returned to their daily routines while others lingered to enjoy the peaceful view. Xiaoqing soon returned from the garden, carrying a small blossom in her hand. I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Somehow, I don't think anyone minded. Bai Suzhen smiled while Xu Xian let out a quiet laugh. Together, they stepped back onto the lakeside path. Xu Xian looked toward the sky. The sun will be setting before long. May I walk you back to your inn? Bai Suzhen felt a quiet happiness at the simple offer. I'd like that. The walk back seemed shorter than either of them expected. Their conversation flowed effortlessly from favorite foods to childhood memories, and before long, they found themselves laughing as though they had been friends for years. Isn't it funny?
Earlier today, they were carefully choosing every word. Now they can't seem to stop talking. As they reached the familiar street where the inn stood, Xian slowed his pace. Thank you for spending the day with me. I enjoyed every moment. Bai Suzhen smiled just a little brighter. So did I. Xiaoqing folded her arms with a knowing smile. I believe someone promised to show us more of Hangzhou tomorrow. Xian smiled. I did. If you're still willing, I'll meet you here after breakfast. Bai Suzhen nodded. We'll be here. As the three stood beneath the warm afternoon light, tomorrow no longer felt like an ordinary day. It had quietly become something all of them were looking forward to.
The warm afternoon light slowly softened as Xian walked the two sisters to the entrance of their inn. The streets of Hangzhou were still alive with cheerful voices, but the busy day was beginning to give way to a peaceful evening. For a brief moment, none of them spoke. Somehow, after spending the entire day together, saying goodbye felt more difficult than any of them had expected. Xian smiled. I'm glad we met. Bai Suzhen returned his smile. So am I. Their eyes met for a quiet moment before Xiaoqing folded her hands behind her back with a playful grin. Well, if the two of you keep smiling at each other like that, the sun might set before anyone says goodbye. Leave it to Xiaoqing to notice what everyone else is pretending not to notice. Bai Suzhen couldn't help laughing. You're impossible. I've been told that once or twice, Xiaoqing replied with a smile. Xian chuckled. Then I'll see you both tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, Bai Suzhen replied. Xian gave a respectful bow before turning to make his way home. After only a few steps, he glanced back. Bai Suzhen was still standing at the entrance of the inn. Their eyes met one last time, and they exchanged a quiet smile before Xian continued down the street. As Bai Suzhen watched him disappear into the evening crowd, she realized the bustling city of Hangzhou already felt a little more like home than it had the day before.
And that's where we'll leave today's story.
Thank you for joining us on Tales from the Jade Scroll.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Join us next time as Bai Suzhen and Xian continue spending time together, discovering that every new day brings them even closer.
Until then, take care, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye, and thank you for listening.